Well, how's everybody doing today? This video is going to seem a little weird if you watch it all the way through. But I'm trying some different stuff here, or something different, one thing different. Here lately I've done a lot of talking with just me on camera, and then throw some footage in at the end. And I'm gonna try something different today. Move that trough a little bit so I can get more water in it. It's beautiful out here this afternoon. I'm actually in the feeder pen right now. For those that didn't know, look at her. Oh, she's a good looking little heifer. She's not really a heifer, she's a gilt. A heifer is a young female cow. For those that didn't know. If you didn't know, well, ignore that. We got those boys. There's Buddy Love. Everybody's been out enjoying the sunshine today. Let me see if I can. If you look way up there, you can see it. Just look. I can't find where it is. If you look way up in there, I think that's Boss Hog and Deuce and the baby laying up there. Like I said, I'm in here with the feeders. They're getting nosy. Yeah. Sniffing. Look at that, how wide this boy is. Yeah. They're looking good. Those guys there are growing. Look how long that white one is. Look at him compared to these other two. Get them all lined up here. They're standing on each other. But if you want a bacon maker, there he is. That white one. He's long. He'll get you some bacon. Produce some bacon for you. Walk back across here. This one here, he's a little bigger than the others. We couldn't catch him to get him off of, to get him weaned as early as we did these others, and they still haven't caught up with him. It's amazing. There's the bacon maker. Look at the, well, it's Buddy. Okay. I guess Boss Hog heard all the commotion. She's headed down this way. Let me go over and see if I can, see if she'll bring the baby close to the pen. It's a little soft there. See if she'll bring the baby over here close. We can get some video of that. Well, I don't think the baby's gonna come down. Mama is, but can you see it running? That's the funniest thing. Love to watch these pigs run. Where she's a chunk. I don't know if y'all can see her yet. Probably not. She's growing. She's growing big. I got a fence shorting out over there I gotta go check on. Okay, there's Boss Hog. See if the baby will come around. There it is, just peeking out. What you doing, big girl? See the baby? Love to watch them little critters run. Just making sure she stays behind mama. She'll peek out. No, I don't have anything to eat yet. We'll get you something here shortly. Here comes old Deuce down through here. There's where you want to see, I know, the baby. Yeah. Okay, well, I got to get back over here. First, I got to figure out what's shorting this fence out over here. Then I got to get back down near that water hose I left running. There it is, I see it. I rooted some dirt up against it. You hear that popping? Wow, man, some of this is soft out here. Now I've got it. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to tighten that bottom up a little bit. Now, let's see if we move this post back. Try to pull it up. There we go. Now that helped it. Okay. Well, I haven't seen much crazy stuff or crazy talk about gardens will kill you or eggs cause blood clots or anything like that. So I don't have any of that to tell you right now. I got some other videos that I've already recorded that I'll show after this. I think everybody likes the pigs better than they do me, and I'm okay with that. But I can tell you one thing, I know y'all like the cats better than you do me. I made a little 14-second video a while ago. And in the first half hour, it had almost 500 views. It was a biscuit. And just a close-up of Biscuit, too. If you don't know, Biscuit's one of the cats in the house. So, yeah. Oh. And it's funny. I picked up 2 subscribers in that time too, over that video. If you watch that video and you subscribed and you're expecting cat videos all the time, you're in the wrong place. There will be some, but we're a little more than just kitty cats here. Although we've got a bunch of them. Water these chickens. I haven't had a whole lot of water the last few days because it freezes up so bad. I'll give them some fresh today. Probably stop the video for a couple of minutes. You won't notice it, but yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Well, let's switch this around here. Okay. Was watching Off Grid with, or Doug and Stacy Off Grid, or Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, I don't know. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. And Doug put out a video yesterday talking about predators. Well, he focused on one predator, and that would be coyotes. And they're in Missouri like I am, only they're across the state, I think. Don't matter. But his concern with coyotes, and of course he's got sheep, as well as chickens, and obviously I got pigs. But like I said, he focused on coyotes, and there's a lot of other predators you got to worry about with chickens. Chickens attract predators, I think. And you might be surprised at some of the predators you have to worry about with chickens. Coyotes, of course. Something I've never had a problem with here, your neighbor's dogs. As well as stray dogs and feral dogs, depending on where you live and how that stuff is controlled. Then you've got, at least here, I'm pretty sure this is good all across the country, but we've got bobcats. Okay, there he goes. Switching my water over. Bobcats aren't a big threat in this area. They're not a whole lot of them. There's more now than there was when I was a kid. Excuse me. But raccoons are rough on chickens. I think them and fox, they go into this, either one, just go into a killing frenzy. And just, they'll kill every chicken in your coop if they can get in there. And just leave them, not eat any of them. It's very frustrating. And pretty daggone sad if it's your chickens. Especially if you get attached to your animals. Possums. Yes. There's a lot of people out there trying to tell everybody that possum is just a poor defenseless little animal that only eats ticks and bugs and stuff. No, they will eat chickens. Seen it. A possum will eat anything. They're an omnivore, scavenger. Let me see. And you've even got to watch out for feral cats if you have small pigs. Or not pigs, but chickens. Pigs don't have many predators. But we're talking about chickens. And then you got the various hawks, and I'm sure that an eagle would take a chicken if they got a chance. But those are all predators you got to look out for your chickens. Now, I've caught armadillos in my chicken pen. I have not seen one eating any chickens yet, but I've definitely caught them in my pen. Everybody tells me they won't eat chickens. I'm not so sure. They may not kill a chicken, but then again, they might, right situation. But I wouldn't, the biggest problem you're going to have with armadillos is digging holes in your yard, getting into your feed bins and stuff. But yep, there's a lot of, when you have chickens, there's a lot of predators you got to watch out for. And I've had people run over my chickens when they get out in the road. I mean, just see them there and not slow down. Just, of course, I've had them do the same thing with dogs and cats. You know, some people are just not very nice people, and I'm going to leave that at that. Y'all didn't see that. That pig was... I think we're going to have to separate these guys because I think Mom's ready for them to be weaned. And the pig whisperer wants to finish castrating this weekend, so we'll probably separate them then. Put them over there in the feeder pen, and hopefully they'll stay. Okay, well, we're about done watering here. I got to turn the water off and disconnect the section of hose and run it over to Butch. But while I'm on the topic of predators, let's talk about pigs and predators, I guess. Pigs don't have many predators. Now, the babies, yep, there's all kinds of things to worry about there for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And for a while after that, I guess. But if your baby pigs are still with mama, there ain't much wants to try that. Trust me, I don't know if you've noticed, but those pigs have big teeth and they got strong jaws. I mean, they can break walnuts, because in the wild they do. They break and eat walnuts, shell and all. They really love acorns, and I'm sure they could break more than that if they chose to. But you know, there's not much, I think, that really wants to tackle a full-grown mama pig. That's kind of like trying on a full-grown mama bear. That'll get you hurt. So, that's a little bit on predators and my farm animals. Of course, cows. You know, on your calves, you got to worry about coyotes, maybe a bobcat, but you know, there's not many predators. Your biggest predator you got to worry about of all of them is people, and that's the biggest predator we've all got to worry about, no matter what. All right, I'm gonna stop again. How y'all doing? I'm in the car again. Got to run some errands this morning, and it's still morning. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Let me see. Yep, running errands. Got to drive a school bus this evening. Haul all them little heathens home. They're not bad kids. They're just kids. So there's a lot going on in the world, man. This stuff gets crazier and crazier, and I'm afraid that it's going to get worse, and people aren't even aware of it. I mean, man. Like in yesterday's video, you know, I talked about the egg situation a little bit. I've talked about that on several videos. I mean, I was listening to Prepper Nation and, you know, watching the chat on their live stream this morning, or on his. But anyway, and they were talking about Augustin Farms and the price of powdered eggs, canned eggs, either both. I mean, actually. So I decided to go check it out. A 3-pound can of powdered eggs costs you $116 plus. I mean, it's $115.99 is the advertised price for a 3-pound can of powdered eggs. That is crazy. And you can get canned scrambled eggs for like $50 for a 3-pound can. I mean, it's nuts. Again, I advise everyone to get them some little chicken factories or some little egg factories to put in their backyard, you know, if you can. Find somebody local. You know, as I've said before, though, with chickens, educate yourself a little bit before you go out buying chickens. You know, chickens will lay. I've done a little more research. I've not paid a whole lot of attention to it in my life. I talked to my mom the other day. We was talking about this situation. And she said, you know, about how the chickens, they only lay at their peak for about a year. And then they start tapering off. And she said, yeah, that's why we swapped them, you know, got new ones every year. Which I knew they got new chicks every year. But I also know that we ate a lot of chicken. So, and that's something else. And you may want to learn how to do. Your typical chicken that's been bred to be a layer, they don't have a whole lot of meat on them. Now you can get dual purpose chickens. Now they don't lay quite as well, but they still lay good enough. You know, 6 of them probably keep a, you know, family of 3 or 4 in eggs. You know. But just educate yourself on it. The most of the hatcheries like I've mentioned before, I use Cackle Hatchery in Lebanon, Missouri. But I've checked out Stromberg's and Murray McMurray and some other smaller ones, and they all have good descriptions of their birds online. You know, and they give you an idea of what you can expect as far as egg laying. But if you buy a dual purpose breed, you'll get eggs. And then, you know, about 2-3 years old, when they have slowed down on their egg laying, well, you can eat them. I mean, now they're still not going to have the meat that a Cornish cross will have, and that's what. Basically, that's the ones that you get out of the grocery store. Now, some of these companies have their own, what's the term I'm looking for here? They have their own line of chickens that, you know, they've bred, but it's all similar to the Cornish cross. Now, don't go out and buy Cornish cross thinking you're going to get a dual purpose. No, the Cornish cross is a meat bird only, and they need to be processed at 6 to 8 weeks. Much past that, they get too big. They don't breathe well. You know, and they're susceptible to respiratory problems. And they can get so big that they just break their legs. And they don't move a lot. They just, you know, they just eat and poop. So, you know, if you're new to chickens, if you knew all that already, well, I hope you fast forward a little bit maybe. But like I said, just educate yourself. There's plenty of information out there. There's a website called Backyard Chickens that is just full of great information. And I haven't been on there in quite a while, but they have people on there that just, you can find out what you want to know about chickens on that website. It's backyardchickens.com. Great website. I used to spend a lot of time in the forums, learning, and it was a great place to learn things. And we kind of pivoted away from chickens a little bit, so I haven't spent so much time on there. I learned what I needed to keep my birds healthy from there, and experience. There's no substitute for experience. So if an older person, not necessarily old, but somebody that's had chickens for a while, they can be a great resource too and help you out. There's a lot to be said for networking, which I'm not too good at, but anyway. But I encourage you, don't be scared of them just because somebody says that, you can get sick from having them. Just basic hygiene. You handle your chickens, wash your hands before you go cooking or eating. Stuff you should be doing anyway. Especially, if you're watching this, you understand, you're probably grown up enough that you got to wash your hands, So, there's all that. And then was the stuff about, the ground is so polluted that it'll give you heart disease if you garden. I'm sure the ground is polluted to an extent, but I just can't wrap my head around that one. I just listened to all this and the blood clots from eggs, and I think I mentioned this in yesterday's video. This is where you get into conspiracy theory territory. I just think there's an attack on the small farmer. And including my definition of small farmer here, for the context of this conversation, is anyone that tries to grow any of their own food, whether you just got a tomato plant in a pot out there or something, you grow herbs in your windowsill. You got a few chickens in the backyard, and that's all you can have is, 4 or 5 chickens out back there. I don't think they want you to have that. If you got laying hens in the backyard, you can survive. As long as they can find some bugs and grass and stuff to eat, you can survive. Now, you might get sick of eating eggs, but you'll be alive. And I'm sure there's some health concerns of only eating eggs, but maybe that'll get you through until something happens and you can get something different. And there's always barter. I think we're going to see a lot more of this. I think we're going to see a lot of things more. I remember growing up and up into the 90s, you saw a lot of old beaters on the road. Old cars that just, you didn't know how they were still driving, But, and then, in the early 2000s, you didn't see so many, and I'm starting to see more of them. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that kind of stuff. Just because things are getting expensive, you know. See cars that have been in a wreck that they can't afford to fix, you know, it's just got a wrinkled fender. Well, I'm going to drive it. So, and that's just something that I've noticed. Seems to me like, and I haven't done any research to prove this. This is just a theory. I think crime is on the way up. You know, petty crime, theft. You know, shoplifting, things like that. There's, you know, money's tight and getting tighter. You know, I'm driving by a car lot here right now, a couple of car lots together. You know, these are dealerships, not just, you know, your car lot. And they don't hardly have any cars there to sell, new cars. It's crazy. It's been that way for years now. Probably, what, 2-3 years? And I might have mentioned this earlier, but ESG, something we've got to watch out for and try to head off. And I don't know that we can head it off now. Environmental social governance, ESG. And that's where they try to get it to where they can monitor your carbon footprint, let's say, and what you put out on social media, and then they govern according to that. So, you know, if you're saying something that doesn't go along with the narrative on social media, then they can, you know, limit how much money you get, because it's all going to go. Digital currency is tied in with this, you know. So once they've gone, the world has gone to digital currency, then they can control your money. Yeah, it's going to be convenient. You folks that live in the cities, you might want to rethink that. Look up 15-minute cities. It ties right in with ESG and the digital currency. And, you know, this is stuff of conspiracy theory just a couple years ago. But it's true. I mean, you know, they publicly announced that the president supposedly has formed a group to investigate digital currency. I think it's already been investigated, and they're just looking how to get as many people on it as they can. And you're not going to have a choice, especially if you have a job. They will pressure the employers. You know, you won't be able to do business without it. So, you know, if you work for somebody, they will have to put your money on a card. It'll be like well, I don't know. They're phasing out debit cards, but there will be some way. It might be your phone. You go scan your phone. See, they've already been working towards that anyway. It's not good, people. I think we need to really start looking at a parallel economy. Now, what does parallel economy mean? It means that you find other ways to get what you need, whether it be bartering, trading. Bartering and trading is the same thing. Maybe you do odd jobs. Just, something different. There won't be any more cash, so there won't be any working under the table to beat them out of taxes or anything. You'll go out and you'll do a day's work and you'll get some food or something else, some gasoline or something you can barter with. If you're not stocking up on groceries now, I suggest you start. I know there are people that watch this channel that are on a fixed income. Buy an extra can of some type of vegetable or something when you go to the store. Buy you a bag of beans. You might want to think about, buying a jug of water just in case, because that pops another conspiracy theory in my head. They're already putting fluoride in the water, and there's chlorine in the water. Supposedly it's just enough chlorine to kill the bacteria. But if you can get some water that doesn't have that added to it, I would advise you to. I saw a video of some official from New Zealand. Now, that is New Zealand. And he was talking about the vaccinations. And he was saying that, we've got a lot of people vaccinated, but we still need more. We need some incentives for them. And even then, we're not going to get them all. We may have to go looking for them. So, you think, well, that's way down there in New Zealand. That doesn't affect us here in the United States. These ideas have a way of spreading. And the bad ones seem to spread faster. So there may come a day where if you haven't been vaccinated or can't prove that you have been vaccinated, then they may come looking for you. They may show up knocking at your door. Hey, you so-and-so, you got proof you've been vaccinated? And if you don't, then they may force it on you. That kind of thing, 5 years ago, I would have literally said, no way. They won't ever do that in the United States. It's just, no. But I think they will. And, if you are not vaccinated, I suggest you keep that information to yourself. Don't tell anybody that doesn't need to know. And in my opinion, no one needs to know. And if you are vaccinated, I'd keep it to myself too. Because this thing may go the other way. You don't know. And I did a video a week or so ago called Bad Sci-Fi Movie. And it just feels more and more like that every day. And this stuff is crazy. I mean, I've not read 1984 by George Orwell. I have read Fahrenheit 451, and they're very similar from what I understand of 1984. So, but who looks at that, reads that, and thinks that's a good idea? I don't think anybody really does. But then you get these people, and that's what's going on. It's about power and control. These people, think, hey, I can be somebody important. So, they do these kinds of things. And they convince other people. Some people are just convinced it's for their own good, their own safety. And, that's not good either. Well, I'm at my first destination, so I'm going to stop for now. All right. It's warmed up quite a bit today, but not enough to thaw out all the ice in Butch's tank. It's all right. We're going to top it up for him. I was talking about predators. You don't have to worry too much about your cows. If you during calving season, I'm sure coyotes are an issue. Butch over there trying to get some of them other cows to come over and hang out with him. There's one over that way. They got 3 cows and a bull over there, plus 3 horses. The horses are over here. When we first put them in here, they'd come over and talk to him quite a bit. I don't know if they do so much anymore. Anyway, let's share the view I get, Oh, dump my rain gauge. Got about an inch of moisture in it. Well, I'm gonna let that run for a while. Go do some other things. Finish this video up. It's a pretty long one. I don't know how long yet, but it's pretty long. So, yeah. The thing about predators is you just gotta do your homework, know what they are in your area, and prepare for them. So, well, we're gonna stop this for now. Okay, well, we're winding this video up here. So, Opal's harassing the cat back there. It's her favorite pastime. But anyway, let's look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can. Let's pray.